Okay. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to this wonderful YouTube channel that I call my own. Today, I had a terrible idea that I realize will result in plenty of pain and torture. Today, I'm going to ask ChatGPT a couple questions about guitar. More specifically, I'm going to ask it to teach me guitar in 3 tiered questions. The first one's going to be super easy. It should be able to answer that question like a snap. The second one is going to be a little bit harder, and then the third one is going to be like, I would recommend a real teacher teach you how to do what I'm going to ask it to teach me. Now, I kind of sort of halfway pretend that I know what I'm doing, so as we go along, I'm going to continue to pretend that I know what I'm doing. This could be bad, this could be awful, or it could be great. Maybe we'll realize that AI is really the future of music. Hey, wait, no, come back. There we go. Hey. All right, so I'm going to get set up on the computer. We're going to screen record and we're going to do this together. Me and you, we're going to do this. All right, let's do this. So, first question I'm going to ask it, really simple. Teach me to play a G, C, D, and E minor chord on guitar. Spelled it wrong. Now, you may be asking, why are you asking it to teach you to play G, D, C, and E minor? That's because these are the 4 most common chords across all genres, all types of music. That a lot of times you're going to end up playing these chords over and over and over again. Think wagon wheel. That's just those 4 chords over and over again in a specific order. Everything's normal so far. So, for those of you that want just a little bit more knowledge on this, the string names from top to bottom, or from thickest to thinnest, are E, A, D, G, B, E. The way that I teach this is Eddie, A, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. Simple as that. Okay, let's move on. It's going to teach us G major. According to this diagram, this is how the chord is going to sound, which is exactly what we need. I think I'm out of tune. Let me fix that. It should sound just like this. Much better. That's definitely in tune. Perfect. G major, knocked it out of the park. Now go to C major. Alright, strum from the 5th string down. It says, and I'll show you, it says avoid the 6th string. Now, as a teacher, and hopefully all the other teachers, what we're going to tell you is not to avoid the 6th string, but rather to mute it with your thumb. We're going to D major. Okay, it says exactly what it needs to say. It's teaching me to play a D major. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cite 2 issues. Two issues that I have with this. Number 1, it says that you need to mute the A and the E string, or according to what it says, avoid the A and the E string. Number 1, an A note exists in a D chord. I don't know why people are taught to play just the bottom 4 strings. The A string makes sense to play with your D chord. So, if I'm playing what it says, I'm going to play this. If I play it according to how I say it, which I guess could be wrong, but it's not, I can play the A string open as well, which sounds like this. And it just gives it more ring, gives it more tone, more bass. It's beautiful, it's much better. Why would you not play it like that? The other thing it says is that you're supposed to just avoid the E string. My thumb's going to come around and it's going to mute the E string, just like I did with the C chord. Just like I did just a second ago, my thumb's coming around and it's just going to mute it. Here we go, E minor. This says index 5th string 2nd fret, middle 4th string 2nd fret. This is correct. I don't see anything wrong with this. The only thing that I'll say against this, it says strum all 6 strings, that's all perfect. The only thing I'll say is this. Let me get a little closer to you. When we're playing in E minor, it says that I should use these 2 fingers. My index and my middle. That's not a bad thing, that's fine. How I usually play it, especially early on, is like this. With my middle and my ring. That's only because when you're first starting out, those 2 fingers are going to be stronger than the rest of your fingers. So if you're uncomfortable, because this is kind of uncomfortable to reach around like that, play it like that, play it with your 2 middle fingers, your middle finger and your ring. Now I know what people are thinking. They're expecting me to be like I need you to teach me to play the sickest guitar intro ever. And it's going to be like, you know what? That's Hotel California. All you have to do is get some cool glasses, a cool shirt, and a sick guitar online. And you just need to freaking rip it. I understand that. I understand that that's what you're expecting. I know. But I'm not going to ask you to do that. We got to start with the easy stuff. And trust me, on towards the end here, we're probably going to get some heads banging against tables just a little bit. Next question is, teach me to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. And that's all I'm going to say. I want to say on one string, or I want to say in the key of G, but I'm not going to, because a regular person trying to learn it would not know to do that. So, and there's no issue with that. You're not supposed to know all this stuff as soon as you start out. That's why I'm asking it the way I am. This is wrong, but we'll play it. So from start to finish, that's what it wants me to play. It says, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. No, not even close. Not even relatively close. Oh, it gets even better. It says full beginner melody, and it shows me 3 B strings. So, I taught you Eddie ate dynamite earlier. What I really should have taught you, according to this, is Eddie ate dynamite and then he baked big beans. E-A-D-B-B-B. So, for those of you that were confused, ChatGPT says, not Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite, then baked blue beans. We're going to try and play it. I'm assuming I'll have to finger pick this. You're going to have to give me a minute. That one almost sounded like music. On to the third. That's what I'm saying. There's some serious music in there somewhere. Maybe we should write a song out of this. I don't know what it's doing, and I don't think it knows what it's doing either. This is dead wrong. So we're just going to go to the last question. I mean, we only have so much time in a day, so we're just going to go to the last question. Teach me to play fingerstyle guitar. And again, I'm not going to say over G, C, D, and E minor chord. I want it to give me something fresh, something new. This is something that I expect someone would actually type into this, expecting to learn something. Gosh, I hope they didn't type in Mary Had a Little Lamb, because that would be bad. This is where I almost lost my mind. I tried to record this video like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, I don't remember, when I was 12. And it wants to give you letters to associate with thumb, index, middle, ring. Index and middle make sense. Index is an I, middle is an M. Thumb is a P. Now, in earlier versions, I was literally banging my head against the table because it did not tell me that it's getting P from the Spanish word pulgar, or I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. When I looked it up before, it told me that it came from a Latin word. This is saying it came from a Spanish word. If somebody wants to help me out with that, you're more than welcome to. It also gives an A for the ring finger. I don't know why we couldn't just go T-I-M-R. That's how I've always seen it. Timmer. I don't know why, but here we are. This says your first fingerstyle pattern. It says to hold an E minor chord. That's cool. Now play. Guitarists already know what we're looking at here. That's fingerstyle. You did great. It just copyrighted Metallica, if you're wondering. All we're doing, we're hitting the lowest string and then the 3 highest strings back to back. There are plenty of different ways to fingerstyle. That's a great way to start. We're gonna go back up to here before, where it shamelessly plugs in Metallica. If you don't recognize that, come on now, I know you do. That should be all I need to play of that song. You know what's going on. Actually, let's throw in a bonus question here. I need to ask you something really hard. Teach me 3 bluegrass G runs for acoustic guitar. All right, this is a specific question. If you've watched my channel before, you know that I know at least 3 G runs. Bluegrass G runs are short lead-in or fill licks that connect chords. Use this to lead into a G chord. It shows you, it's like it wants to finish the tab, but it just doesn't. It also is in a minor shape. Listen to this. That doesn't finish. That just sounds wonky. That sounds like I just tripped down a set of stairs and broke all my legs. What? It doesn't finish. It gives you like relatively normal fingering. G to C run basically just gives us the same thing, but it doesn't actually end us up in C. We don't end up in C. You could do a lot there. The first one is one to say. That's what it's trying to teach you, but it teaches you. And for the other one, it goes, that ends up on an E minor. If that's what you want to do. Descending G run. Use this feel while staying in G. This one's good. Then strum G, which is what I did without thinking about it. I don't know what I expected. I don't think I expected to actually learn anything, which I did. I learned some. We learned that it does not know how to tab out Mary Had a Little Lamb, which should not be that hard. I hope you guys stick around. I'm going to have more content like this all the time. If you enjoyed this, please like, please subscribe, please comment all the things that I said that were wrong that you have an issue with. Thank you. I'll see you later.